Oh God, not again. Oh geez, it's a Line 6 Spider 2. This guy already did this video and he hated it and it sucked and it was awful. Blech. Well, I got another one. I must hate myself, or I really love you guys. I don't really know. Last time we talked about this, we did the Spider, what was it, the HD150? It was a combo, it was a 2x12, and it sounded like absolute, total bullshit. It sounded horrendous. We went through every single setting on the whole amp, and we absolutely hated it. It was awful. There was no redeeming quality about it at all, not a single good sound. And man, did I get dragged through the mud. There was people talking about me on Reddit and on Facebook and everywhere. This guy's an idiot. He talked about a Spider 2 and went through every single setting and it was awful, like he was surprised, like he thinks he made some profound discovery. But the reason I made that video was because we all say things are bad, like this, the Origin 50, it's not bad, right? Guitarists say things are bad and they're really not. And I thought, well, are they really bad? And also, reading about it on ultimateguitar.com and hearing it in a video, that's two very different things. I wanted to make a comprehensive video to show you what it sounded like, to tell you if I thought it was good or not. I really wanted it to be good, and I was very disappointed, but not really surprised when it wasn't. So fast forward about 6 months, and I see this guy, $40, Spider 2, head, and I thought, I mean, hell. I already reviewed it, but why the hell not? Let's plug it into my Marshall MG412 cab and try to make some patches with it. So I'm not going to do the same thing as last time where we go through all the settings and go through all the effects. Instead, I made a challenge. I was going to try to make the 4 best presets I could make. And today we're going to go through all 4 of those. But let's take a quick look at what we're dealing with here. So we've got Clean, Crunch, Metal, and Insane. So the way this amp works is, it only has 4 amp models. Yes, you heard me right. The Spider HD75, Spider 2, only has 4. Yes, 4 amp models. Each of these amp models is tied to this EQ, and this EQ can be saved. So for example, if you pick Clean, this is like emulating a Fender-ish style amp. And so you set your drive, your bass, your mids, your treble, and your channel volume, and then you save it. And that's it. That's all you get to do with this. You can also set effects like chorus and phase and trem and sweep echo and tape echo and reverb. And then there's your master volume. But from here over, you can save whatever you set these to per amp. So there's the Fender. Here's the Crunch. This is supposed to be a Plexi. Same deal. Metal. I think this is supposed to be like a 5150. And then Insane is supposed to be like Line 6's proprietary. I have to yell because of the horrible feedback. It's like Line 6's proprietary amp that they wanted to be really proud of. Like, hey guys, we made this ridiculous over-the-top amp setting just for you, and it's only available on the Line 6 Spider. Much to the chagrin of the guitar community. And it caused quite a meme. This is a meme. This amp is a meme. So I'm taking the challenge again. And am I going to have the same answer as last time? Are you guys going to make fun of me again? I don't know. Today, the poor unfortunate soul that has to go through this ordeal is my Annihilator. This is a Strat style body. It has a Warmoth neck on it now though, which is pretty cool. Locking tuners. This is actually a fat, it's called like a fat U-boat or something. It's like a ridiculous over the top fat back, which I really like. It's my very favorite neck profile. And then the pickups, we've got an American Standard Telecaster neck. We've got a Chinko Chibi-like middle pickup here. This is a Hot Rails, but it's of no brand that matters. And Seymour Duncan Invader, which came off of another guitar that was on my workbench. And I threw it in this guitar. And then I have an original Floyd Rose from the 80s. This is a non-fine tuner variant, and I added a pop-in trem arm. These 2 knobs are not functional. They're aesthetic only. All we have is a master volume and a 5-way switch. The irony about this guitar is, even though it's made of literal junk and scraps from all the videos we've made on this channel, it is probably my best sounding and best playing guitar, so go figure. The other best sounding and playing guitar I have is right behind it. That is an Epiphone Les Paul Standard 50s. It is my very favorite guitar that I have, besides this Annihilator. So I'm going to shut up. I'm going to move the camera way back. I'm going to hit record, and we're going to go through the Line 6 Spider 2 HD75 and see if you guys want to make fun of me again. Okay, so here we go. It's Line 6 time. We're going to start with Clean. This is like a Fender-ish sound, according to line 6. We're going to start on the neck. I'll shift it down to the bridge, and we'll just do a bunch of random crap, and then we'll move to the next one. So here we go. There you go. So that's clean. Nothing to write home about, nothing to complain about either. That's important. You don't buy this amp for that. Let's go to crunch. This is supposedly the plexi sound. Let's see. That sounds terrible. That sounds okay, but it doesn't sound like a plexi. It sounds kind of like a cheap solid state amp on the distortion channel. And while I was making this preset, I kept treating it like a valve amp. Like, I'm just going to turn it up louder, it'll sound better. Yeah, I know. When you have a bad sound with a solid state amp, and you turn it up, it just sounds worse. If it sounded bad before, it sounds worse, because you just made the bad sound louder. It's not like valves. You don't really change much of your shape of your tone when you turn up a solid state. But let's do it anyway. I'm sorry. We gotta do it, though. It's usable. If this was the only amp you had, that would be fine. It happens to be sitting underneath an amp that has an amazing Marshall sound because it's a Marshall. So, I don't know, man. If this is all you had, it's probably good enough. Honestly, I have to say, it's probably good enough. But let's go to what this amp is probably best for. At least that's what they tried to sell it as at the time. Metal and insane. Oh, insane. You remember what happened last time we did insane? It was insanely shit, but we'll see. Let's go to metal, and then we'll go to insane. Are you ready? This whole video was made for that, pretty much. Don't tell me that that didn't sound good to you. This amp can do that 80s thing so well. If you're like me, I'm look at this thing. What kind of music do I like? If you're like me and you play like that, and that's your favorite thing, Ooh, this Line 6 is going to do you real good, man. Real good. How many times have you read, like, in a magazine over the last 25 years, oh, and did you know that Bobby guitarist used a Line 6 Spider for the whole album? Or did he use the Line 6 Spider for his whole tour in 2004? And you're like, yeah, right. No, they probably did. Because if this is the kind of sound you're using, ooh, it smokes, man. It smokes. If I was playing a gig for a band that only played 80s kind of music, I would totally gig this amp. Absolutely would I gig this amp. I mean, think about it. You pick this up, oh, and you gotta have the foot switch. It's called the FB, or the FB Express. You gotta have that. That's it. Plug it in, you're done. You can't see down here, but I have a monstrosity of a pedal board down here that I use with this Marshall. Now, does it sound better? Yeah, it does. But you cannot beat. This is the package that Line 6 said that it was. I don't know why the hell that other one was so bad. The thing is, I plugged that other one into the same cab and it sounded like absolute dog shit. So I don't know what happened. It's the same amp. I don't know, man. That's all clean. Not what I expected. Copyrighted, but holy shit, man. All right. Are you ready to be insane? I'm not, but let's go. Insane. Insanely awesome, if you ask me. I mean, there are guys who will, like, spend all this money on these metal amps, right? Like, I don't know. I can't think of any really good examples right now, but they'll spend all this money on these, like, high-gain amps and these but they're not really doing anything serious, right? They're recording, or it's just for their bedroom, or they just want to add something to their collection, and I gotta tell you, sometimes you can aim low. That's what this whole video is about, man. You can aim low. This thing kicks ass if you're playing that kind of stuff. I'm not a metal guy at all. Like, the most metal-y that I get is thrash, right? But this does that. And if you like that 80s kind of stuff, like I said, it does it. It does it really, really, really well. It's like an addictive, it's like that oversaturated, echoey, reverby sound. You know the kind that I'm talking about. But there's a time and a place for that. And if the time and place that you're at with your playing and with your band and with your music and whatever is that place, Spider 2. My friend is looking to buy an amp. He got a house and he's trying to fill it up with music stuff. You know, he's building a studio in it. He's a drummer, and I'm letting him borrow some of my gear too for his studio. But he asked me, he's like, what kind of amp should I get? And I was like, man, you should get one of these old Spider heads, man. Because if you don't have anything, the sales pitch from 20 years ago is still valid today with the same amp. I'm talking about the new version. These are so cheap. You can get these like 50 to 100 bucks all day. Even if you are like me and you own like 12 other amps, right, that are objectively better or more expensive or more pro or whatever, get one anyway. It's a really fun toy. It's a really fun toy. It is worth owning. I love it. I have recorded music with it. I will gig with this for sure. And it's fun. And it's also, it's like it's like having a Lamborghini engine in a Chrysler minivan, right? You pull this thing out and everybody's going to be like, what the hell are you doing? Who is this guy? And then you start playing it and it sounds good and you play it well and you represent it well. There's something about that, right? I got this trash guitar with this amp, and that combo, being able to make it sound that way is just absolutely it's very fulfilling and makes you very confident, because if you can make that kind of music with this, what kind of music are you going to make when you get a really good set of equipment? The thing is, I have good sets of equipment and I still play this. This is my rehearsal rig. My band was over tonight and we were rehearsing. I always have this. This is always here. Because if something happens to whatever it is that I'm using, and it happened tonight, believe it or not, I switched to this. Perfect backup. So there you go. Line 6 Spider 2. Should you get one? Hell yes you should. Absolutely no questions asked. Maybe stay away from the combo. But the head gets an A+ from me. So there you go. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Please join the Discord if you haven't already. We talk about guitar, gear, etc. in that Discord. People in the Discord have known about this amp for a long time, because whenever I get stuff, we talk about it in there. And it's a really good time. I'd like to see you there. So thanks again for watching. I appreciate all of you. See you next time, and keep on rocking.